Couple minutes late, but I'm here. Another Psychic Saturday Night Live. How are we all? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I was enjoying pizza, I'll be honest. And the clock in my living room was slightly off. So, I am a couple minutes behind. That's okay. I know you all understand. And I know that you're going to get notifications and you're going to be on here and with me in just a couple minutes. It's all good. Welcome, 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 everyone. April 26th already? Holy mackerel. Yeah, anyway. Hello, 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 everyone. I'm going to let everybody jump on here. Let the algorithm do its thing, as we say. And yeah. Welcome. How is everybody doing? What a week it's been. We had Earth Day. Earth Day was such a beautiful day. Especially where I was. It actually began a little bit dark and a little bit rainy, which it typically does. It's the 22nd of April is typically a rainy day for me anyway. It's been my experience because that's my birthday and I generally find them to be rainy, which is not a problem for me. I absolutely love that. Because that's all about abundance and precipitation and all of the ways the universe can shower you with wonderful, wonderful blessings, right? So, not a problem. But this time around, we had a beautiful sunny day and it was lovely in the afternoon. A little bit cooler than the other days around it, but definitely warm with the sun and bright for certain. So yes, welcome, welcome, welcome to another edition of Psychic Saturday Night Live. And I am always stoked to be here with everyone today as we move and maneuver and navigate these times, move through these times and maneuver them. There's a lot of energy. So a lot of energy flowing and a lot of energy surging and a lot of energy doing all kinds of weird and wonderful things. We have a new moon tomorrow that's coming in at, I believe, 3:22 in the afternoon. Which heralds in some really powerful energies for all of us to recognize. This is a very assertive and not in a negative way, by the way, and not in an aggressive way, but in a way that is firm and confident and even competent in this way. That's the kind of energy we're talking about here. So hello, hello, hello to everybody. This new moon energy is packing a punch. All right, it's all part of the experience. It's kind of like just really, engaging with all the benefits and the opportunities, the resources, and the influences that are available to us to engage with, right? And so they help to make our lives easier. They help to make our lives better. And if you use them correctly and you work with them in appropriate ways, you get something from them. These are, ways that we can work with, the laws of nature and forces of nature and the elements of nature and all of those things in productive ways, and that are progressive for us, right? They're certainly going to give us what we need and help us to build from that, which is exactly what they're for. So yeah, that's all cosmic law stuff, but it matters because you're matter. As the scientists like to tell you, you are physical matter. And that is the end result, as well as your experience around you, is the end result of your thoughts. This spiritual matter that you put out to the universe that eventually collects enough molecular structure to become a materialized experience. That's how we work down here. So yeah, well, in a nutshell, there's a lot more to it, by the way. So I'm going to do a little bit of housekeeping. Hello, hello, everybody. Hey, Nikki. And hello, Lynn. It looks like is here as well. Hey, everybody. Yeah, you know what? This is really, really good times. And hey, whoever that is, I can't see who that is. People always ask me in like my private messaging, and can you see my comments? And I'm like, I don't see anybody's comments hardly. I see little bubbles at the top of my phone until my husband gets the fiber hooked up in my office, and then we will use our laptop and we'll see everything and everyone. But in the meantime, we are working on this tiny little screen that is my phone. Mwah, I love you. So thanks for joining me here tonight. And always, always I appreciate everybody who shows up on a Saturday night, because there's always lots of other things to do. But here you are, with me, sharing time and light and love and maybe even a little laughter, which is kind of cool too. So, excuse me. As I said, this earth energy, right? The earth day energy. I know, it's not necessarily a part of the solar experience or anything of that nature, but you have to recognize that because it goes to the collective consciousness, it becomes something that we all interact with, engage, or are influenced by. Engage with or are influenced by. And so you have to, really put that into the equation when you're, recognizing or manifesting or doing all the. Oh, speaking of that, this is so cool. I was actually on my way to this cute little psychic fair in a little town not too far from me today. I went to see because I had a couple of friends who were going to be there, and I haven't seen them in a little while, so I thought I'll show up and see who else there. And when you're a psychic on the circuit, like I am in my little areas and my towns and my regions and stuff, that people who, when you go to these little places. So I was bound to find somebody I knew. Anyway, nonetheless, I knew it was meant to be because the divine timing that took place had me following a cute little car with the license plate that said manifested. And I thought, you just can't make this stuff up. You really can't. So anyway, nonetheless, as I babble on and kind of veer off, which is typical of people like me. But anyway, nonetheless, again, the energies of Earth Day have put us in this wonderful awareness from the collective consciousness that is excitement and, giving, this beautiful appreciation to Mother Earth. So I want to do a little housekeeping here right now because only until the 30th of April. And after that, this price goes away. This price goes away, much like the pardon me, the memories of my turning 54. I'm just going to put that in the back burner. We're just going to leave those numbers aside. We don't need the numbers. We don't care about the numbers. They're not interested, not interesting to me at all. Because, other than the fact that they hold a vibrational experience, which does matter to me, I don't really relate to them in a way of being older or getting older or any of that stuff. So anyway, pardon me. But I will say that after the 30th, that's it. That's all. There's no more 54% off of the the Enlightenment series, rather. But please connect with me if you're interested in that, because you can't go wrong. If you're a returning client, you get 64% off, not just 54% off, which is like already a crazy, amazing deal. Which again, remember people, you're going to get to work with me one-to-one every single week for the duration of that program. And that's like so cool. Like the calls make the program. They always do. The programs are amazing. I have to give everybody in the spirit world credit for that, because they do an amazing job with that. But we helped bring it all together, and they always show up in the calls too to offer you validation, confirmation, stuff like that. So just know that these programs are all about your soul growth, your soul development, your soul evolution. And they're incredibly powerful and healing. And I have to say that. And I don't say that. And those who know me know that. I don't say that from an ego place. This is not my stuff. This is their stuff. I'm just blessed and so grateful to be the person who facilitates them being able to provide you with these programs. So that being said, right, Enlightenment series, there's 4 programs. It's ridiculous price, 54% off, 64% off, and then 74% off if you're if you've vetted in by Merlin as an elder. Oh, good gravy. 74%. Like, jeez Louise. Merlin, I'm telling you. Okay, anyway, only until the 30th of April. After that, it's, all back up to regular prices. And Magic and Miracles with Merlin is also still on for 25% off. Until the 30th of April anyway. If you haven't tried that, if you haven't worked out that investment for yourself to explore and engage with the Magic and Miracles with Merlin program, another highly recommended. Oh, and I am super stoked. I have a brand new program coming in, so please keep an eye on my page. I have already dropped a little nugget, a little hint about what this is. The Freeing Soul Code experience is freeing our souls is what we're here to do. It's not just about trauma. It's not just about clearing the trauma and enlightening yourself, enlightening everything up in your body, lighting yourself up so that when the light shines, you are a clear little plastic peg, or a little beautiful peg, crystalline peg, really, that shines bright with the light. It's not just about that. We have been enslaved in a system here. Something has happened to us here, and we've been enslaved in a system. And if you don't actually extract yourself, if you don't recognize what's happened and do what it takes to undo what happened to us as a humanity, also individually, mind you, and then work on freeing yourself from the enslavement traps that has, been the plague of humanity for the last several 100,000 years, you're not really going to get the chance to have a beautiful or a beautiful experience with the organic ascension that we're here to have. There are many ways to ascend, and none of them are wrong. None of them are wrong. Everybody's choice is their own, and free will is exactly what we're talking about here. I have put together this really awesome program that liberates you from those traps, in particular the two shackles that have bound us all by our ankles here into this physical world and recurring ourselves back. The whole point is that really we're not supposed to do the things we're doing here in the way that we're doing them, right? Like you all know that. We came here and we were seated here a long, long time ago, and all of this stuff has taken place, and yet blah, 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 blah. Many civilizations later, we are meant to experience reincarnation, but not the way that we are. We have been hijacked along the way, and so it's important for us to recognize that and then do what it takes to reclaim ourselves from that, right? To actually wake up to it, recognize what it is, and then do what the necessary take the necessary actions to actually extract yourself from those shackles, we'll say. So that's what this new program is all about. It's a very, very powerful program. I have to say I'm super stoked and excited about it, because you're not going to find a program like this anywhere else on the planet. I can tell you right now. And what it basically does is all of those three things. It's a trifecta. So just keep your eyes on my page, because as I put this together and as I get ready to launch this program, it's all you need. It's everything you need, actually, to free yourself from the constraints of this Anunnaki soul trap. Just saying. So if you're interested, PM me. I can send you some details about it already, but it has yet to launch. But when it does, man, it's going to fly. It's going to fly. I can tell you right now. I've already been getting all kinds of confirmations about that, and I'm super, super excited and stoked about it, because this is how we change the game. This is what we came here for. This is how we transmute and transform everything. And this is the game-changing experience, truthfully. So keep your eyes peeled. Welcome to Psychic Saturday Night Live. And we're going to do some cards. So thank you for listening to my housekeeping stuff. But if you're interested, please let me know, because like I said, it's pretty powerful. Like, the stuff that's coming through right now is really amazing. And I'm really blessed, actually, to be able to offer this kind of information and this work for people. Oh, and last but not least, on the subject of housekeeping, Connecting the Dots A to Z, the Spiritually Speaking series. Link is on my Facebook page just after this posting for this Psychic Saturday Night Live. And this week's episode is going to be very, very informative, I'm going to say. Heavy in a way, but enlightening all the way. So just know that. Sometimes we have to face some darkness, and we have to shed light on it. And in order to make it not so heavy anymore, not so scary anymore, and not so hidden anymore, we have to shed light. We have to expose it for what it is and inform others, and by enlightening them to, that's information coming at you to light you up, so you know truth. So if you've been following this series, I highly recommend you watch this next episode tonight at 8 o'clock after our show tonight, after our live tonight, because tonight we cover some very important topics, and they need to be discussed, especially by people like us, people who are spiritually inclined, because the faster we recognize that all of the stuff that we're here to transmute is not necessarily what we would consider to be of a spiritual nature in the right way or in the light way, is all the stuff that we're here to transmute, because it's not in the right way or the light way. It's not on the right side of light. So keep that in mind. That's what we're here for. And we are the masters who came here to do it, because we are capable of doing it. Only us. So just saying. Connecting the Dots A to Z. Spiritually Speaking is the name of the series, Connecting the Dots A to Z, and it's a conspiracy conversation, because conspiracy technically means it's a plot that's been, devised against people. Us people. We the people. We are the people who had that happen to us. So in order to undo that, you got to pay attention, you got to wake up, and you got to be informed. So that's what we're all about. So here we are again. Mind, body, and spirit, folks. 3 cards. laying them down. 1, 2, 3. Like we always do. New moon tomorrow. Like I said, it packs a punch. It certainly is packing a punch this time. It's invigorating us. It's getting us active. It's getting us motivated and moving. It's inspiring us in a lot of ways and on a lot of levels, actually. It's not just what's happening here and now. It's meant to enlighten and to inspire us and to uplift us, right? This energy that's coming in with this beautiful new moon. It's meant to get you excited about things that are coming, seeds that you can plant for beautiful manifestations to come. Whatever that is for you in whatever way that you need it to be. This is the time for it. It's a very, very powerful time. And we need to really be focused on the light stuff, okay? Focus on not just your stuff, but the light stuff for the world. Envisioning, wonderful things blooming and blossoming from the fruits of our labors, from the seeds that we've planted, from all of that stuff that we've been working on over the last few months. All of it. The letting go of stuff towards the end of the year, which was of course towards the end of, or at least mid-March when the equinox came in. And even now, as we step into this new springtime energy, it's all about those seeds that we're planting. So keep that in mind. Get excited about things that are coming. Keep yourself in the highest vibrational space and looking forward to the highest possible outcomes that are available, possible, that are high potentials for us with the vibrations that we hold. Everything is matching. You get what you give. So whatever you're putting out there is what you're going to get, relatively speaking. Just saying, right? We have to keep that in mind. We've done a lot of work, people, over the last few weeks, over the last few months especially. We have every single week. This shows us in the cards where we've come from, where we are now, and what we can expect maybe tomorrow as well. So that being said, we're going to have a little boo. 7 of Swords and the King of Pentacles. That's an interesting conversation here. 7 of Swords is all about, recognizing those things that are opposing us right now. That's why it's important for us to hold our light bright and to shine it really, really, really bright, because there are a lot of forces that are opposing us right now, and not necessarily intentionally, targeting us specifically, but definitely in a polar experience in many other areas of the world, there's a darkness that is playing out, and we hold our light in polar experience to that. So keep that in mind. Shine your light bright, because the more light we have, the more darkness we can actually expel. Everything is proportionate. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Once again, 7 of Swords comes up as I cut to shuffle with the Ace of Wands. This time, not the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles speaks to pragmatics in my books and in my understanding or my interpretation of the cards. And over many, many years now, we have decided that settles with recognizing that there's a game that's going on, and we're all playing it. We don't know it. Some of us don't even realize we're in the game, and sometimes we get hit with the ball a few times, we get beamed a few times. But for the most part, when you wake up to that there's a game going on, you learn to play. You learn to play by the rules of engagement. You learn to play by the rules, and then you learn through trial and error and experience and wisdom, of course, the loopholes and how to play to win. And that is what we're talking about with the King of Pentacles. And as we have come to that space, even though we're talking about those opposing forces, we're not going to let them get to us. We're not going to let them take us down, and we're certainly not going to let them override where we are, right? Because we have worked really hard to get to a higher level place, a higher vibrational space, and a higher, more uplifted, brighter place and space to be. And that's what we've been working on. That's been evident in the cards for us every single week, as anybody and everybody who's tuned in will have found in their own experience. You're not here by mistake or accident. If you've never tuned in before, then you're here because you need to hear what's going on tonight, and you are or have done the work that we are talking about right here, right now. If you've been tuning in all along, then you're keeping up with this, this whole experience and this process, and you are definitely experiencing all of those things. Excuse me, 1 second. Guess who's at the door? 2 seconds. Can't leave her sitting outside, Come on, Missy. You're late for work. Where have you been? We started without you. You know who that is. That's our little Georgie. That's our sweet sidekick. She was in the house. They're having pizza. She and we were a little late because, of course, they were enjoying those things too. Anyway, Ace of Wands comes in alongside of this Seven of Swords, which again talks about here the polarization, that beautiful conflict that may or may not occur, or that polarity that may show up to sort of oppose a situation or a thought you're experiencing with. But the Ace of Wands says doesn't matter, because you have reached new places, you have reached new spaces, and you are in elevated, higher vibrational experiences. And that Ace of Wands then tells you that no matter what or where this opposing force might bring you to or take you to even, you have already achieved greatness with that, and you can actually step up and uplift yourself. You are being called to higher places and spaces. Absolutely. So let's have one more shuffle. You're looking at me like I got treats in my hand, but I don't, because we're late to the game here. Okay, give me 5 minutes. All right. As we shuffle, King of Wands and the Two of Swords comes in, and we got one more shuffle. Merlin tells me one more shuffle, and then we're going to lay them down. Remember, mind, body, and spirit. Here we go. That's what we do. We shuffle, and then we pull them. We just go with where we're told, right there. That one. That one. Mind. Body. And spirit. Where are we now? Where are we now? Mind, body, and spirit. And they're all swords. Now that's interesting, because that means mental stuff, right? That's where a lot of us are thinking, where we're sitting in a mental space. And even though we're talking about mind, body, and spirit, and we work that way, remember, the mind controls the body. The mind is your computer operating system, right? That processes all of your information for you. It is your circuitry board. It is everything. Your brain is a circuitry board. Your mind is actually the computer system that's operating in you. And it connects you to a lot of different things, right? But that point is that it runs the show for you. It runs the show for you. There's a lot of stuff that happens in the background and subconsciously, but again, it's your mind that is running and operating those systems for you. The mind is important. So here we have these cards, and every single one of them is a sword, which means that every single one of them is dealing with a mental capacity in relation to whatever it is we're talking about. So just so you know, Three of Swords comes in as the very first card. Very first card talks about our mental space. Now, this card in particular, for me, over the years, I was just speaking to somebody earlier today about how the cards and I have evolved over many years. And I've read for 25 years now, and these cards in particular, and we are friends, and we go back a really long way, and we have developed a system together, and we have an interpretation and a speak that we have. Like, we have our own lingo, my cards and I. And so the cards don't necessarily mean the same thing to me or, in relation to the book, perhaps, that most people would pick up and read in terms of what is this card defined as or described as. That's not how it works for me. Everything is about divination, which means that you develop a relationship with the energy and you read the energy. You decipher and discern what the energy is telling you. So the Three of Swords comes in here with this mind experience telling me that where we are right now, as I mentioned many, many times before, the last month of April, the whole month of April, but the last week especially, is an extremely intense week energetically. There's a lot of stuff going on in the ethers that we don't need to get into. But those are those polar experiences we were talking about in the Seven of Swords that kept coming up in the deck as we shuffled. This Three of Swords talks about those things. It's things that we've overcome, things that we have recognized in our mind, that we understand for ourselves, that we recognize to be, things that were challenging and painful and hurtful and hard and even sad to look at, and disturbing to look at, all of those things. That's okay. We've come through this time. We've had a lot of stuff. I don't know about you, but I know that in and around the world, there's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of things shifting. And the intense energies that have been floating through this week along, with between Earth Day and the new moon coming tomorrow and all the other stuff in between, with the global affairs that are happening, has caused a lot of people to feel, this whole, I don't even know where we are anymore. You know how many times I have heard people say, this is such a messed up world we're living in. Like, if I had a frickin' dime for every time somebody said that recently, I swear to God, I'd have a pile like this. I'm like, what is it? Everybody seems to be thinking the same thing. Now, obviously, law of attraction states I'm going to end up finding myself in conversation with people or engaged with people or even surrounded by people that are definitely in that same vibe and wavelength as me. But it seems to be the general consensus right now that nobody can seem to understand where we are, why we're here, and why it's got to be such an extreme experience, right? But that's the whole point to it. It's taken this extreme experience to get people up and motivated. It takes them up, it takes them this long before people go, wait a minute, like something's got to be done here. Something's got to give. And that's the point. But we have to face a lot of the things we don't want to see, and a lot of times that's the Three of Swords. But it's a beautiful opportunity because threes energy is all about opportunity. It's a divine number. It's a beautiful number of creation, which means that there's something beautiful that's going to come from this because there's a trinity involved. There's good, there's bad, there's ugly. There's all these wonderful aspects to it. You're going to come around. And in our minds, no matter what you're facing or what you're dealing with, it's going to be okay. Everything is always working out for us. Always. Keep that as your mantra, and I can guarantee you that's the vibration you're putting out to the universe, and that's what you will have given and be receiving of. You get what you give. What goes around comes around. These adages, these sayings, these terms, phrases, whatever you call them, they weren't invented by mistake or by accident. They depict and describe something that is law. It is law. Most people don't even know it's a law. They would, what law? What law? Universal law. And there's a lot of them. Plenty of them. Hey, everybody. Now I see people's names coming. Isn't that great? Let's see. Hey. Yeah. All right. So you are there. I get babbling on here and talking and I never see anything. Anyway, it's all good. So here we are in the mind. Three of Swords. Recognize where you are. See the opportunity in it. See the beauty of it all. Even if it is not very nice to look at. Face those fears. See what you need to see from it. Honor it. And then let go. Move forward. Move beyond whatever you need to do. But trust me. This mind space that is here is not necessarily the worst place, like it's not the worst. It's something terrible you're probably dealing with, thinking about, or whatever. We're all, experiencing stuff. I have to say too, there seems to be an awful lot of death going on, I've noticed, and that's not necessarily in my community or my situations or my circumstances, but I can see it around me. I mean, I'm hearing all kinds of people talking about it, and I'm seeing it everywhere else around me too. So it's really, really sad that this is happening for a lot of people, because there's nobody wants to lose a loved one. Nobody wants to see the loss. But at the same time, we know these souls have chosen whatever journey it is they've chosen. And I can tell you honestly, as a medium for my whole life, but working professionally for over 25 years now, nobody goes by mistake or accident at a time that is inappropriate for them. Everybody does exactly what they're meant to do, exactly when they do it. And I know that's hard for people to understand sometimes, because of course we wish they would go a different way, or wish things would turn out differently, but that's just the way it is. That's the point to this whole experience we're having here. So if that's something you're dealing with, grief, sadness, sorrow, that's the kind of card we're talking about here, that you are, recognizing that life is not what you wanted it to be. Something is, you're experiencing is something that's not necessarily how you wanted it to go. It's okay. Again, everything is going to work out for the better, for the highest possible outcome. Everything is always working out for us. We just need to keep that here too. You can have these thoughts, but don't let them take over. Don't let them take over. Now, body. Page of Swords. Page of Swords comes in. The Page of Swords is all about ideas, once again, here in the mind, but in a physical way. What kind of things are you bringing to mind? What kind of things what ideas are you getting that you can maybe put into play, right? Maybe you can implement them and use them for something, maybe Spirit's sending you messages about a business experience you need to engage with, or something you want to, like I said, implement in your life for whatever reason. Ideas are coming at us. Lots of stuff is just coming out of the blue, and into you. And that is, again, a physical thing. It can offer you whatever you need. This is a card often about manifestation as well, right? Where you've asked for something to show up and out of the blue it comes. Don't discount your power to manifest, my friends. Do not discount, because we are energetic beings and we are incredibly powerful when it comes to manifestation. That's how you live your life. You manifest every single thing you experience, think, or, and are. So remember that. This is a really good card because in that physical way, we have a chance to really get what we need, right? And if you're dealing with grief, then you need healing or whatever it is, then ask for it. Ask for it and it will be there for you. Ask for it and it'll show up for you because, again, electromagnetically, we're putting out energy vibrations and holding certain frequencies that attract to us electromagnetically exactly the matching vibrational experience. That's just how it goes in relation and in solution or resolution to what it is you're asking for too, right? So just keep that in mind. Prayer matters, just as a point of interest. Now, the Ace of Swords comes in as our spirit card. This, the Ace of Swords, this is one of my favorite cards in the whole deck. And I have a number of them that are my favorite cards, believe it or not, that are definitely representative to me of something that I've got a deep connection to myself. Ace of Swords is one of them because that there, my friends, is Athena. You see her? I have worked personally with the goddess Athena from Greek mythology and also the ascended version of her, which her name is actually she's known as Pallas Athena in that sense and in that status. But Athena herself is an incredible goddess to work with, a wonderful energy who's very full of, quite full rather, of integrity, conviction, truth. She's all about justice. Like, she don't take no guff. She don't put up with it either, by the way. I have seen incredible results when I've called on the energy of Athena to help and assist in certain matters, especially legal matters, things like that. This card is a card of triumph. This is one of the Athena cards. There's only like a few, there's like 4 of them in there that are actually what I would say are her speaking directly to us. This is one of them. The Ace of Swords is a card of triumph. So the Spirit says no matter what, you might have a hard time with some thoughts lately. You might have sunk back into a little bit of a low. You might be encountering some of those energies I was speaking about that are polar in nature. Whatever it is for you, just know that you can call on Athena and she can help you. She can help you with this beautiful sword of truth that she holds and wields. She knows exactly what to do with it. She also works very closely, by the way, this goddess in particular, the Greek goddess energy of Athena, works very closely with the Archangel Michael. And the two of them have these really awesome swords. And oftentimes it's been my experience anyway over a very, very long time. At first I thought I was like really losing my grip there for a bit there. But then I realized, oh my God, that's exactly what they're doing here. And they're not mincing it. These two energies like to get together. And what you'll hear is clang, 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 clang. Believe it or not. And they are basically sharpening their swords against one another for truth. For truth. So that they can slice through crap, BS, and all kinds of junk, deception, lies, and everything else, man-made matrix crap, and clear the way for all of us to come. Now, I don't know if you've ever worked with the Archangel Michael from the highest light and resonance, and always call on every single being from the highest light and resonance, right? Keep that in mind, because there are varying variations to them. There are variations to all of these vibrations. Highest light ensures that you get the highest possible outcome all the time, every single time. But when you call on them, they will work together, and these wonderful beings show up in incredible tandem forces that Michael brings together faith and Athena brings together truth and justice. And I'm telling you, right away, trust and faith from Michael and truth and justice from Athena, that's a dynamic duo you cannot go wrong with. I have literally seen her enter courtrooms and, as I've said for years, watch Jaws hit tables, because she just brings truth out like you wouldn't believe. You would not imagine. So here we are with her. But anyway, Ace of Swords is all about us triumphing. And Spirit says no matter what it is we're facing, they got us. And that we win. We overcome it. We have no trouble overcoming it, because we have forces on our side that might not be seen, but definitely may be heard. You may hear them. So they do. They wonderfully, work these sword maneuvers together. And at first, like I said, I thought it was like, maybe I was, but that's my world. I'm always hearing, always hearing and seeing things, and nobody else seems to be hearing things, hearing and seeing the same things of. But when I finally tuned in and I asked my guides about it, they said that's exactly what was going on. And they did say, they confirmed it for me too. So if you happen to hear clang, 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 or you see sharp, you see sparks, sometimes you'll see like flashes of blue, sometimes flashes of silver, and sometimes literally like lightsaber kind of looking things. That's them in your field, and they're just clearing the way so that you have nothing but truth and conviction and hold your balance with everything, because those are her three things that she does. And of course, Michael comes in there with that incredible trust and faith stuff. And you got it all sealed up at that point. I can tell you right now, you got it all sealed up. So in the mind space, remember, Three of Swords is all about being there, recognizing those dark thoughts and recognizing the sadness and things you may be going through and growing through, because we always grow through things we go through if we're open and willing to receive that teaching and that experience that way. Page of Swords comes in, of course, with this wonderful body experience, which is, again, the material experience we're living in. We're here, what are we getting from, for the physical, in the physical way, ideas in order to, put into practice, play, or implement certain actions to help us with these ideas, to manifest the things that we're looking for, right? The things that we have planted seeds for, or the things that we need to or want to now experience for ourselves in the next little while. That's next. And then again, Ace of Swords, all about Athena and all about triumph, and how we have, no matter what we think or feel or do, we have got forces on our side who are always sending those influences of triumph and overcoming to us, right? Like, that's the point. We are here. We're not here by mistake or accident. We're certainly not here alone. There are forces, as I said, are unseen, but that are here in support of us on this mission, this journey, and in this experience, and that we are at a pinnacle point. Like, they are giving us all they got, and they are maintaining that support for us, because we got to be here. We got to be here through it all, and we've got to stay maintaining for ourselves, right? So we do our job. They continue to send us energy to support us on the journey, and we get the job done. We're ground crew here, folks, on a mission that is incredibly powerful and incredibly unique. It's never been done before in any other place, or any other space, rather, anywhere, anytime. Never. Not like this. Not like we are right now doing this ascension thing. So again, working towards our ascension, our evolution, our enlightenment. That's what we're here for, right? Clear out the trauma, lighten yourself up with information and clarity and love, and of course light as well, and then see where you go from there, right? Healing is what it's all about. So we're going to check out the brick, which we always do, and then we better do a card, but I don't know. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Okay. Hang tight. Here we are. Excuse me, Georgie. Yeah, because you know what? We need them. Everybody needs them. Miracles Now is the card we're going to pick from. Okay. Here comes the brick, folks. You know how it goes. Shuffle once, twice. Twice, Merlin says. Once and twice. Then we'll fan them. And then we'll pull the brick, which is, of course, our we can't make this stuff up card. They're all different. You can tell that. You can see that. I have used this particular deck for 18 years. 18 years. Never disappoints. Never disappoints. It says, live for love. It's a beautiful card. Of course, that's what we're supposed to do, aren't we? Today I put love into everything I do. It is love that gives life to all things, and I open my heart to this great power. I act gently and speak with kindness. I fill each thought with love and light. I love God and all beings everywhere. I live for love. I love myself. Yeah. You know, you're not here for anybody else. You're here for you, your being, your soul, and the source that sent you. The creator, but the source ultimately that sent you. The source that created your creator. Get that? And then the source that through that creator produced you. And it's love. The incredibly eternal force of love. The only power, really, that is there in the universe that holds anything. Because it's a state of being. It's not just a vibration or a frequency you could hold and accelerate. It's a state of being. You got to be love. right? Just like light, you got to be light. And the only way to be any of those things truthfully, honestly, with integrity and wholeness and holiness is if you are able to be in absence of all the other things. If that makes sense. You have to be lacking in all of the things that are not love. You see? So you got to live for love. You got to start with loving yourself, and you're here for you and the source that sent you only. All those other people in your life that you love, obviously, you're going to make commitments and, be dedicated to them and do kind things, love them, take care of them, nurture them, all of those things. Children, parents, spouses, all of that stuff. But never, ever are we supposed to put them before us or in a place of importance that is more than ours. We are the most important things on our journey. We are the ones who are here for ourselves. You can go home, and I say this to everybody all the time, you can go home at the end of the day, and tell Creator, Source, whatever, all you did for everybody else, and that's great. That goes into your little piggy bank, and it goes into a bit of a nice pile of things that they did. How nice for them. But ultimately, it's what matters for you. What did you do for you and Source? That matters. You got to live for love. And that means you got to free yourself from everything that prevents you from living love, being love. Yeah. And that might require a miracle or two. Course in Miracles states that, if I'm not mistaken, and I'll paraphrase, forget the whole quote-unquote stuff, but that a miracle is basically just a shift in perspective. That it is oftentimes just seeing things from a different viewpoint or a different way, perspective, perception even, within yourself or outside of yourself, whatever it may be, that creates a paradigm shift enough that is a miraculous experience. Takes you from one place to another, elevates you and enlivens you and lifts you up. And in sometimes, many cases, helps others as well. So miracles are certainly something I truly believe in. I know that they exist. I've witnessed them many, many times. I've had them for myself. I've had the experience of having them myself. And I've seen others experience them for themselves too. Miracles are out there, and they are readily available to us. We just have to believe in them for them to show up, right? For them to show up. And the universe is forever conspiring. There's another conspiracy for you right there. Conspiring in our favor only. This time for good, right? Not like the other conspiracy stuff that goes on. So we're going to do one more shuffle here. And then we're going to pull from the Miracles Now, which is Gabrielle Bernstein. Gabrielle Bernstein has been around a little while now too. She's got a lovely energy about her. I like the cards. I like the energy they hold. They're square, which is a little different than most cards, most oracle cards especially. And there's a lot of them here to choose from, so we're going to do that very thing. We're going to pick this one right here. You just can't make this stuff up. This card says, when I shine bright, I give others permission to shine with me. Now, I know there's a number of names I can see here now on this little thingy here, this little feed thing. And that's something I say all the time. I tell people all the time, when you shine bright, especially being, one of those people who sort of is an example for others, people look up to you, they follow what you're doing, they pay attention to what you're doing, and they don't necessarily mimic or emulate you even, but they admire you, they respect you because of those actions and that integrity that you display. And sometimes just being happy and shining bright and just being who you be or who you're supposed to be is enough that people go, you know what? I think I can do that too, right? Like maybe that really good person that I admire and respect so much in them honoring themselves and maybe even putting themselves at the top of the list, beside those people that they honor and value for themselves as well. If they can do that, I can do that too. So you're giving people permission. In fact, I have a little thing over there that says exactly this thing. When you shine, 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 you give others permission to do the very same thing. It's one of my mottos and one of my mantras for sure. Shine your light. We are here for that purpose. Every one of us is a light. We emit source light, and the more we are unclouded, unburdened, and cleared out of the darkness, the traumas, and all of those imprints that have been here for all these lifetimes we've been here. And we clear ourselves of the spell that was cast upon us. We wake up from that, and then we reclaim our sovereignty, both earthly and cosmically. We truly shine. We have come to do that very thing, and when you achieve all of those things, you are here shining as the brightest light possible. And they say that it only takes 1 in every 5,000 people to shine. I'm pretty sure we've got those odds beat already. I'm pretty sure. The way I see it, we've reached critical mass and we've tipped the scale. And so the rest of us have permission now to shine by witnessing and being around those who are already setting that example as good people, who are honoring themselves and putting themselves first and foremost, and not to the detriment of others, not in a selfish way that is harmful for others, but in a positive and progressive way that is empowering to others. Now we're doing what we came to do. Always. When I shine bright, I give others permission to shine with me. You can't make this stuff up. Live for love, folks. Today I put love into everything I do. It's love that gives life to all things, and I open my heart to this great power. It's where your light shines from, by the way. Well, from in there, and then it goes room. All the cells open up. Every single cell has the capacity to hold photonic light and to shine with it. That's actually what's at the base of it all. It's when we get all that other crap out of the way that it can shine the brightest. I love God and all beings everywhere, filling each lot with love and light, and I live for love. I love myself. And of course, 3 of Swords. Don't worry about those thoughts. It's okay. They're just passing through. Just passing through. Feel them, sit with them, and then let them go. It's okay. You got to do that. Lots of new things coming, new thoughts, new inspirations, new ideas coming, because we are triumphant. We are triumphant. We've already won. We always do. Everything is always working out for us. And on that note, my friends, thank you all so very much for joining me this evening, and every Saturday night that you show up and I'm here. I really, really, truly appreciate it, because together we shine these wonderful lights and we dispel darkness. We light up and we dispel darkness, and that's what we're here to do. Namaste. The light in me honors the light in you, and together we are brilliant. See you next time on Psychic Saturday Night Live. Bye now.